Mary, thank you for coming in. We've known each other for a little while now, but our church does not know who Mary Peters is. So just maybe give us an introduction.
Sure. Well, Mary Peters was born and raised right here in the greater Phoenix area. And I've just been blessed with many opportunities as I've gone through my life and my career.
So you served as the Secretary of Transportation for the United States government.
Yes.
over all transportation in the whole United States.
Yes.
It's one of the few positions that reports directly to the president. You've led at one of the highest levels. What have you learned about leadership?
Well, I think when you go to DC and you go into a position like that, by and large, the staff that you work with are what they call career employees, or they've been there. And there was a thing, if you don't work with them, you're not going to get anything done. And servant leadership is what really opened the door, I think, with the career employees to be able to get us to work together to accomplish objectives and make sure things happen. And you have to be a servant leader to do that. If you come in with command and control, you're not getting anything done. In fact, the staff will call you the weebies, meaning we be here when you be gone. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people assume that when you get into high levels of leadership that you need to be this like commanding, domineering, everybody works for you, so
Yeah.
you're this demanding leader. But you'd say you've seen the opposite. It's more effective to lead by serving others.
It is.
Man, tell me more about that.
I would always say that that I was privileged to lead. That was a great privilege to lead people. But one of the things, and you've talked about this recently too, is defining true north. Where do we want to go? What do we want to accomplish together so that you can get everybody on the same path, if you will, to get us where we're going? If you, as a leader, don't provide that true north and communicate that through the organization, very well-meaning people will just maybe their hair off, they're just a measure off, but you're going to end up in very different places at the end of the day. Now, you could do that with a command and control leadership, but if you do, it's only going to be while they're watching you.
Wow.
It's not going to be forever.
Mary, talk to me a little bit, because you've been around so many good leaders. You've probably been around some people in really high leadership levels that were not good leaders. How does this idea of ego, or you need to serve me, how have you seen that backfire on people?
And I have seen that. Sometimes someone gets in a position, even like a governor or a senator or something like that, and they feel entitled. They say to themselves, I worked hard to get here. I've done all this. I deserve this position, and I'm not going to let anybody get in my way of doing things. And those are never successful. They really are never successful. And often these leaders fall with them. They may take others in the organization with them, but they fall from grace, even in the political world that they have created. And command and control leadership just doesn't get the richness that you want from the workforce and from everyone there. So I've seen some big people fall who took that kind of position.
Yeah. How have you seen, over, a lot of years of leading, how have you seen your heart sometimes gravitate away from that, being that servant leader? Because it seems like sometimes that your heart doesn't gravitate towards it. You have to keep reminding yourself that this is who I am.
Yes.
I'm a servant, right? I'm a servant.
Yes.
Like, have you seen your heart? You having to realign your heart throughout the years at all?
I think one of the things that I've noticed with myself and others as well is, okay, well, I'm going to be a servant leader here at this, at this family or something like that. But when I go to church, but when I go to work, that's another story. That's not who I am. And you have to, what are your Christian values? What do you as a Christian want to emulate and really teach other people to be? So you can't let yourself go away.
It's so good what you said, that I think sometimes we compartmentalize servant leadership. Like I'll serve on the weekends at church 1 hour, but then when I go to work, no, I'm not a servant here. But Jesus says serving isn't something you do, it's who you are.
Yes, it's so important. And, families depend on that. And I tell people, all of you are a leader in some aspect or another. And if we truly want to adhere to our Christian values and follow Jesus' lead, then we need to do that no matter where we are.
Well, Mary, there's not a lot of people that would know this, but tell me about where you serve around here at CCV.
I serve in the 2-year-old classroom.
Wait a second. You led at the highest levels of leadership, and yet you're gonna serve with 2-year-olds. Maybe one of the hardest areas to serve in the entire church. Tell me about that. Tell me how that came about.
I think a lot of things that people say that if you do this, you're going to make a sacrifice, you're going to do this or that. No, this is such a Christian opportunity to really get to know and see these kids and love them and make the parents comfortable when they come and drop that kid off and that little one may be crying and screaming and doesn't want to get in there, and you got to stay with him. But it makes your heart good. It just makes your heart feel good that you're doing what you need to be doing to help everyone at this church.
Yeah. I just want to look you in the eyes, and I just want to say, you inspire me. You like make me want to be a better leader, because I see your leadership, and you're a leader of leaders, and yet you're one of the most servant-hearted people I've ever met in my life, and I'm just glad you're a part of our church.
I am too.
So I just hope your story inspires all of us to get off the sidelines and become a servant in every area of our lives.
Don't play church. Be a Christian.
Wow. Well, thank you for taking some time with us.
My privilege. Thank you.